Okay.
Good morning, everyone. We're back again online. We're live here at Life Coach Philippines. If you are subscribing to the page, join us. Have a beautiful morning with us. And I am with Coach Sean and Coach Wina. We are live. We are here at Cup Coffee Republic. Do not worry. We are also on quarantine. We are
Yes.
following the government mandate that we have to close shop. This is a 24/7 coaching hub, but because of the COVID-19 threat, we are closing shop. We are just open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., but we only provide takeout and pick up service. Kasi because of the virus that we have right now. So this is Coach Connect, who of the hour, and our coach for this hour is Coach Rina. This is a marathon service from the Institute to provide additional help to maintain our sanity because of the negativity that we are reading online and also the scare that some of the people are sharing with, especially those who already have those anxiety, reaching out to us.
Yeah.
This is a chance for us to give them hope and a different perspective of what is happening right now. So, Coach Wina, kindly introduce yourself.
Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm Coach Wina. I am a mother and a grandmother. I am married to a former military man, but he's now retired. So he's still working with the government after 6 months of resting. So we're back here in Camp Aguinaldo. So it's a double quarantine for me.
Okay.
So
So,
I am a missionary and a life coach, of course, a counselor, and I am with the Samaritana Transformational Ministry, working with prostituted women or victims of human trafficking and their children. Basically, that's my work.
okay.
Yeah.
Wow. I just want to acknowledge the coaches online. We have Coach Candy, Coach Rizel, and of course, our master coach,
Hello,
A.
Coach
She's
A.
saying hi
Hello.
to you, Coach
Coach,
Wina.
hi, Coach A and Coach Candy. Good morning.
Um, okay. Coach, with the current scare that's happening now, I know you've been through a lot of transitions, especially that your husband is a military. There's this um there's this parang 'di ba parang lagi kayong lumilipat, especially kung saan
Hmm.
siya nadidiskaya. So currently since you're now a housewife and a military wife, sabi mo nga, and doing missionary work, you're supposed to really be out there. How do you feel about what's happening now? What is your situation right now?
Aside from its heightened effect, parang it's just like not really normal, but uh, parang wala lang sa akin talaga, honestly. Of course, I am not minimizing the effect of coronavirus, but I guess it's how I respond to it, being used to, as you said, pressures and constant change. Somehow, I don't know. It prepares me for, I guess, for the worst, or I may not be seeing the worst
Mm-hmm.
yet. But we're still okay. Yeah, we're okay.
Mm-hmm.
And what's your question again? If you can say it again. Sorry.
Oh,
How am I
um,
adjusting?
di ba,
The impact
yeah, how are
for
you responding
uh,
to it?
uh yeah, I guess of course we are notified of the effect of coronavirus early on. So our response is to of course abide with the instructions. It helps that we are inside
Mm-hmm.
camp, so we have easy access to the regulations, to rulings, and but life must go on. In fact, just first week of this month, we left the country for an official business. So, although there's a scare already, heightened scare already, but we kept on. We left the country and then came back. But we had to put ourselves into 14 days of self quarantine.
Quarantine. Mm.
Yeah.
Coach,
Mm-hmm.
when you traveled, where did you go, if you don't mind us asking?
Last time we went to Vietnam.
Vietnam. Recently,
Yeah,
recent trip.
Vietnam. March. It is a 6 days, Sunday until Saturday, so 6 days.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
Coach,
for official trip.
official trip. Coach, how would you
Mm-mm.
compare the environment between what you've seen there abroad and what you observe here in the Philippines? How do you
Mm-mm.
how can you compare the situation, and how is the response
Mm-mm.
as far as your observation and your experience?
Mm-mm.
And
Mm-mm.
how do you feel about the situation there?
Mm-hmm. My observation there, people are
Yes.
just were just relaxed. But they are still doing their part in, not spreading, containing the spread of the virus. Like when we, well, the first thing is the airport. Not much tourists that time,
Mm-mm.
so we felt that it's us,
Mm-hmm.
the only ones who were there in the airport. But and also in the hotel, they're very cautious. So they provided the necessary, like face mask
Face
and
mask. Yes.
alcohol. Yeah, upon entering the hotel, the vicinity. So they're really doing their part. But still, life went on. I mean, the daily grind of life in Vietnam, and there were very many tourists. Literally found out when we went to this place. You could not stop the people from seeing the tourist spots,
Mm-hmm.
but they were
Mm,
we were wearing
very nice.
face mask.
Mask.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mm. And,
Mm-hmm.
coach, coming back here in the Philippines, yun nga, being a mom, being a grandmom and a missionary, how do you feel about the situation, especially with the concern, the negativities, or the news that we see in social media? How do you respond, or how are you taking care of, especially your children and your
Mm-hmm.
grandchildren, and making sure that there is no fear, there's no anxiety, you
Mm-hmm.
manage that, and they would be able to really enjoy what's happening right now? How do you support them as a mom, as a certified life coach
Mm-hmm.
as well?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's really a good question. You know why my children are not here with us anymore? Our
Mm-mm,
eldest is living in London with her family. She has two young
Mm-hmm.
kids. So I told my eldest, no matter what happens, God is sovereign and in control. Um, Stay focused and trust. Uh, uh, do the right thing, do right, or whatever is prescribed by the government. Just obey and do not panic. And that's exactly what my daughter is doing. And I
Mm-hmm.
admire her for her presence of mind because in London they're not before this uh, before at least 2 weeks ago they were not that really alarmed yet.
mm-mm,
People seem to not mind the COVID. But I mean, as far as their government is concerned, that's according to my daughter. But then they were panicking. But
mm-mm,
good thing for my daughter and her husband, they just do their daily activity, their daily grind. Um, there's a shortage of food supply in the grocery, but it's okay with my daughter. I mean, they just bought the necessary food supplies that they need for the week. No panic buying for them,
mm-mm,
and I guess they are handling it quite well. And that's also our advice to them. There's nothing. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
worrying cannot help them at all. And then with regards to my other daughter, she's studying and working in New York City,
Mm-mm.
where the scares now is getting stronger and greater scare for now. And it's also alarming the
Mm-mm.
recent days. So we are concerned, of course, because she has gotten I we hope it's not the virus, the coronavirus, the much dreaded virus, but she's been sick for more than a week actually, and
Mm.
sh- she has not been to work for a couple of days, and good thing it's no work this week.
Mm.
We are concerned, but we are we are trusting the Lord to protect her. I guess that's
Mm.
our biggest shield, to protect how I mean in the way we respond to the coronavirus scare. We are entrusting the Lord that even
Mm-mm.
this virus is very small compared to what God can do. Yeah,
Uh,
Yeah, true.
yeah. So that gives
Coach,
us hope.
yeah.
Mm.
yeah. Coach, for the audience watching, especially, I think people would connect with you, with their children being out of the country, or some
Mhm.
others maybe they're
Mm.
in Manila and their children in Manila, and some are in the province, the parents. Um, what's the biggest thing
Mm-mm.
as a certified life coach? How were you able to manage your response or your reactions towards a situation where you're not in arm's reach of your children?
Mhm.
As a
Yeah.
Mhm.
certified life coach, how are you able to utilize the profession for you to be
Mhm.
able to manage positively or respond
Yeah,
positively
yeah,
towards the situation?
yeah. I guess it's being not relaxed, no, but being cool.
Mm-mm.
Uh, at the same time that we are doing our part in protecting ourselves, but uh, um, focusing on what is helpful. Like
Mm.
if I know that being stressed is not will not be helpful, why should I stress myself? So that's what I
Yeah.
am trying to impart to my daughter in New York, and my daughter's in London and in New York. So it
Mm.
helps that um, I respond positively by knowing that it's beyond my control. So how I respond to the situation we will help us experience peace, enjoy even that, um, and enjoying what's in the present, and think of ways to help us not to be stressed. Like, and then with my daughters, we were asking, life coaching helped me a lot in as a mother, uh, to be just relaxed and learn to listen to them. If I have to talk, just ask good questions, sensible questions that will not offend them. Because my two daughters are very strong. They have strong personalities. If I would, just say something or give them unsolicited
Mm.
advice, more often than not, I find it not effective.
Mm, yes.
So life coaching helped me a lot by thinking and being so conscious of the words I say to them, and
Yes.
putting it into maybe a good asking them good questions. That really helps a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Mhm.
Coach, um,
Challenging questions. Yeah.
Challenging questions, yes.
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Coach, your husband is from the military, and although he's retired, I know he's very updated with the news, the things that we see on TV or social media. Um, how do you process the negative things that you see online, and
Mm-hmm.
what can we tell those what can we tell them or those watching us now, how to filter
Mhm.
it, how to help them in their mental sanity, because anything that we
Mhm.
see online that might cause stress or panic will really affect how we think, which will somehow lower our immune system.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Well, the most practical advice I can give is if it's not coming from the government, or if you that is if you trust the government, of course, no. If it's coming, the only thing that you listen to is the one that's from the government or from
Uh-uh.
accepted institution like the
Official.
WHO
Mm.
or Department of Health, yeah, official.
Yes.
Consider everything as fake news.
Trash.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Because being married to him for 30 years, it helped me a lot to sift and to filter what is fake and what is the truth. And
Mm-mm.
it helps a lot because, like, on Facebook, it's so easy for us people to panic because of what we read. But then
Yeah.
uh, it helps me a lot to be with my husband. I have to ask him, Panga, is it true? Or sometimes I don't even have to ask him because it trained my mind to see what is fake and what's not.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
And it
Mm-hmm.
gives you an opportunity to really get in the critical ones that will be of
Mm-hmm.
value to you and the other people. I think
Yes.
that's one of the biggest challenge right now is people don't validate the information that
Mm-hmm.
they receive. And
Mm-hmm.
I always say this to all of the guests is at the end of the day, even if your work is not that of a well-known,
Mm-hmm.
you're still an influencer. People are still
Yeah.
following you and
Yes.
following the
Yes.
message that you send. So if you need to be very credible, as Coach Candy is saying, but you need to be credible
Yes.
on the information that you're sending, because if you're gonna send that, it is only gonna
Mm.
share a negative
Mm-hmm.
experience for the
Yeah.
audience.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Then why bother, right?
Yeah,
Why
that's
waste your
true.
time? Mm-mm.
Yeah, because even on Viber, that's a very private, no private group. It's so
Yes.
easy to pass information. So, which I do not do that unless it is classified as truth. I am
Yes.
really very careful. Yeah.
Mm-mm. And
So,
that's the
coach.
thing that as a parents we need to also
Uh-uh.
be mindful of that, because that influence our
Mm-hmm,
children. So
mm-hmm,
whatever we put
mm-hmm,
into our minds and in our mouth, our children would
mm-hmm.
follow. So if
Yes.
we're sane,
Yeah.
if we're focusing on what's important, our children would
Mm-hmm.
follow that as well. Yes, go ahead, Coach
Yeah.
Lynn.
Wait. May I add
Coach,
some? Yeah.
uh,
Wait.
sige
Yes.
Before
po,
I forget,
sige po.
like there are two things here. To think critically is
Mm-mm.
good,
Mm-mm.
but to be critical in spirit, that doesn't help. Did you get my
Mm.
point? Yeah, so
Yep.
it helps if we will think to have a critical mind, but not to have a
Mm.
critical spirit. Yeah,
Yes,
Yeah,
that's true.
yeah.
Oo.
Mm-hmm.
that's good. Coach, I'm just gonna go back to your kids, especially the one who's in UK.
Mm-hmm.
I think
New York.
they have a number of COVID patients there, or that was affected. So
London.
they are really on an enhanced quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
So technically, she has little kids, and as a mom, we always have that fear that what if our children get affected. So how do you help her cope up with the anxiety or the fear that she feels?
Yeah, I can just ask questions because as I said earlier, children nowadays they are very knowledgeable about everything.
Mm,
Yeah, true.
So I feel that as a mom, there's nothing and I mean to tell her anymore about how to do this or that. She's really very knowledgeable and she's doing a great job as a mom. But I guess the thing that helped her a lot as far as my contribution is concerned is her experience with me as her mother.
mm,
Because when she was during school age, I homeschooled them. Uh, so it gave her an idea what to do when, as a stay-home mom. For
Yes.
now, she's a stay-home mom for now, although
Mm-mm.
she's a pianist actually, but she enjoys taking care of the children. She provides them with activities that are really very helpful and stimulating to the children, and I really admire her. She's doing a great job as a mom, as I said. Yeah,
Beautiful.
so and
Coach,
then
sorry, Coach, go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah. Well, the other one, she's not a mom yet, so it's okay. Yeah.
Coach,
Mm.
you're from batch what are you?
Batch
10,
Certification, life
batch
coaching
10, I
certificate,
think. Batch
batch 10.
10, I think, with Coach Ville. He
Okay.
was my seatmate.
Seatmate.
because the
Mm.
learning gaps, I think that they were seatmate with Coach Bill.
Ayan.
Yeah,
Mm, I think
yeah. That's
I think it's Coach, if you encompass the way you parent, your parenting
Mm.
approach before you got certified and after the certification, what was the most significant change that you
Change.
did as far as becoming a parent? Before you got
mm-hmm.
certified,
Mm-hmm.
who were you before the certification as a parent,
Mm-hmm.
and after being certified, what changed?
Mm. Yeah. Before the life coaching, I was very intense in a bad
When you
way.
say
Very intense in a bad way. Cool and intense because I didn't know that like asking good questions is really very important. And that's very useful, especially when you have children uh, who are smart and
yes,
with strong personality. That helps a lot. Otherwise, we would, always fight or quarrel. Uh, uh, they have strong views about everything. They are not, what do you call that? Uh, we disagree on so many things.
Mm-mm.
mm,
Maybe because of generation gap.
I
Yeah.
see.
Yeah. Mhm. But after life coaching, I think I became a cool mom. Although my daughter said I am a cool mom already, or but then communication wise, it helps me a lot to be conscious of the life coaching training I had.
Mm-mm.
Yes,
Sometimes I forget, especially when you deal with your children, you forget that you're a life coach. And sometimes
yeah,
my children, they know the way I navigate with them. I am
yes,
doing life coaching with them, and they didn't like it because I have a hold of them when I do that, which they do not
Control.
like. Yeah,
Oo.
yeah.
And I think coach if you think about it, I will also experience that with my mom and me doing the same with my children. It's really the command and control kind of parenting
Mm-hmm,
where
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
I think there are some moms that does helicopter parenting where they hover at the top of
mm-hmm,
the
mm-hmm,
and
children, really
everything. Mm.
controlling it.
mm-hmm.
Um, but while it's good at a certain age as they
Mm-hmm.
progress, I think as far as parents is concerned, the rule of a parent or the number one rule of being a parent is not to move the children and the parent apart, but to move them closer. And
Yeah,
what you shared kanina, although you've already your children said that you're a cool mom, and after
mm-hmm.
certification, you become a cooler mom.
Mm,
Uh,
yeah.
as far as changing the way you parent from a command
Mm.
and control coaching principle, a
Mhm.
command and control parenting to a life coaching or a coaching principle where you empower them. Coach, if you take a look at that experience and how your parenting style changed, How was your stress level before being certified and after being certified as a life coach as a parent?
Hmm, I enjoy life more. I mean, I I am able to process intelligently, smartly, what is necessary and what's not,
Mm-mm.
what is in my control and beyond my control, and I know how to calibrate already effectively
Yeah.
and smartly, because before it's my emotion that always get the better of me, and now I'm using more my, of course I am not putting aside my emotion because it's not also good, but it's striking the balance between thinking smartly or
Mm-hmm.
intelligently, although one may not be intelligent academically, no,
Yes.
but
Mm.
Yeah.
yeah, but that's not my point. But just being smart in the choices that I make, the words that I say, how I say it, and really asking good question helped me a lot, even to my own self.
Yeah.
It helps a lot. Yeah, and
Coach,
Helps a lot.
listening. Mm.
Mm-mm.
yeah.
Mm.
Coach, we now we go back to relationships. What about the relationship with the hobby? How did it change
Mm.
when you became certified?
Mm.
Was there a
Really?
change that you have noticed? Kasi
Oh.
from what I know lang naman, based from what I
Mm.
know, what I often see is military men are so strict, 'di ba? So
Mm.
they were trying to be rigid. So sometimes even if they don't want to, or sometimes because of the force of habit, they are able to bring it home and
Mm.
do
Mm.
that to their family as well. So how did
Mm.
it affected, or how did it change the relationship?
Mm-hmm. I think my husband is not that kind of military man. He's not the
Oh.
strict, really. So we are so blessed. I am so blessed to have been married to him for 30 years. Actually, we'll be celebrating
Oh,
our
three
anniversary.
decades.
Yeah,
Wow.
30, next Tuesday, this Tuesday.
Oh,
Wow, so
So
happy
congratulations.
going
anniversary.
back to, yeah, 30 years. Uh, wala. I don't. Maybe it's sweeter as the years go by.
Wow.
We're enjoying now the some more flavorings. Yeah. Really, really, I am really very honestly speaking. Um, I didn't have any problem with him, with my husband, and same with him. We have a very growing love for each other. It helps that he's a godly person, godly
Mm.
man. Yeah,
Mm-mm.
really a man of faith and prayer. So that helps a lot in our marriage.
Mm-mm.
So as far as life coaching is concerned, because my husband is a psychologist also,
Ah.
so I don't need
Wow.
to, yeah, so I don't need to use life coaching with him. But I guess it's more on my part, listening to him more and
Mm.
intentional. If there's
Yeah.
one thing, it's being intentional,
Beautiful.
doing
Yeah.
it all the more, doing
Wow.
all the more. And if there is no opportunity, create opportunity. Yeah,
Yes.
Wow.
so
Mm.
I like that
we
quote.
are
If there's no
yeah,
opportunity, create an
create
opportunity.
opportunity. Yeah,
Open
yeah.
the door. Mm.
Uh,
And that.
so that we will not hit the plateau in our marriage, because that happens. I heard from our friends, they feel that their marriage is on a plateau, no more
Yeah.
excitement, no more joy. But that's it's a sad thing to happen.
Yeah. And
So for us, it's now that also we are emptiness, but we are never empty. Now that we
yes.
can
Wow.
afford, yeah, yeah, that's true. Because now that we can afford to travel because of the perks
Being
of
military,
his work, yeah.
the
Well, I am
missionary.
not free when we travel. He spends for me. But with the banking system, you get mileage, and
Mm-mm.
that's a bonus for us.
Yeah. And
So now he can afford to pay for our travel together. He can bring me with him when he travels, unlike before. So that's part of creating opportunities to build memories, even in our emptiness stage. So
Yeah.
all the more because I told him, please bring me wherever you go now. That was not the case before because we
Yes.
cannot afford before.
I
Mm-hmm.
think it's beautiful, coach, that you're able to utilize life coaching specifically to yourself. Because at the end of the day, like in life coaching, master coach A always teach us that you cannot give what you don't have, and
Yeah.
you're able to have this. You're able to manage yourself, then you would be able to enjoy more of the relationships that you have
Mm-hmm.
with your
Mm-hmm.
spouse or your partner and even your children. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that's one of the biggest things that life coaching, and do correct me if I'm wrong, teaches
Mm-hmm.
us is really the patience to listen, to
Yeah,
really
yeah.
listen
Mhm,
Yeah.
and to really
mhm,
be at the moment and really be of empathy, or having that empathy
mhm,
for the person and understanding. I mean, at the end of the day, there's a lot of relationships right now, marriages that are too stressed because of the communication gap. And
mhm,
I'm not
mhm,
sure, coach, if you've experienced that. As far as coach Tin and myself goes, we've experienced that lack of communication, and that's the beauty of
mhm,
life coaching, of how it changed us. But really having the patience to really pause
Yep.
and intentionally be at the present and understanding the perspective of everyone, because we always have different beliefs, right? Always have
mhm.
different experiences, but if we're not able to verbalize that based on our understanding,
Yep.
and the other person acknowledging that feeling,
Mhm,
that experience, and just the couples would their relationship would start dying down. And I think the beauty of it, as you've shared, is it's really more of having the patience to really get to know more about each other, kahit nga 3 decades
mhm,
na you're still learning more about
mhm, mhm,
yourself and your partner. And if people would have that skill to just
mhm,
pause and
Mm.
listen, I think how would a Philippines or couples or marriage would be different, di ba?
mhm. Yeah.
Where they would just be there to not be in a space of judgment, but really be
Mhm,
in a space of acceptance.
mhm, mhm,
I think that's what I encompass, Coach, based on what you've shared so far. That it's beautiful. 3 decades already. Coach Tin and I,
mhm,
17 years, still a long way.
mhm,
And we always see, we idolize those people na are still working on that and improving it, and that's
Yep.
beautiful. Coach, as far as your experience for the last couple of weeks with this coronavirus, the changes that's happening in the space of your
Mm-mm.
children in London and New
mhm,
York, especially with your child who's sick, and you have this concern. After all of this has been said and done, all has come to pass, what outcome would you want to get out of it? If you can
Yeah.
encompass everything in one word, what's that outcome that you want after all of this has come to pass?
mhm. Outcome. Um, if I may share one experience during
Yep.
the week with because of this coronavirus,
Yep.
I have a friend on Facebook. She shared on her post that she's really very stressed,
Mm,
and you can tell that she is really very stressed. And as she was sharing her experience, she also
Mm-hmm.
shared what she's doing. So she played the piano and sang and while singing, and she shared it on Facebook. But you could tell that she's really very stressed. And then I told her, I encouraged her by saying, "Oh, that was a good way to to manage your stress, and you are helping other people also, because music is really very helpful in
Yeah.
distressing, you know." And
mm-mm,
she didn't know that she had that impact to people until
Mm-mm.
she heard that from me, because she was doing that only for herself. But then upon hearing that from me, she was really very thankful. And then it's it's a cycle. You know, she's able to positively transfer to other people the positive impact of how
Yeah.
she's coping with
Mm-mm.
the
Butterflies.
coronavirus. So
Mm-mm.
yeah, so after everything, after all these things is done, and we have surpassed this. Your question is,
What
What
w-
is
else?
that one word?
what
What else
now?
can we
I
like?
think it would be good to continue from where we started, from this corona, even before, no, but of course
Yep.
it gets magnified because of the coronavirus. Now
Yeah.
we realize that there is really a need. So uh for me, I want to be really intentional in
Intention.
helping out people.
Intentional.
Yeah.
Intentional, and be prepared. um be smart in appropriating and helping in helping out people.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
It's really
Mm-hmm.
helping, right? Being
Mm-hmm.
altruistic and
Yeah,
helping
yeah.
other people come
Mm-hmm.
out of a lack of a better term, a rut or a situation where they're really struggling, and really
Yeah,
Yeah.
empowering them to
yeah,
uplift
yeah,
them and support
yeah,
them.
yeah,
I think that's what
yeah.
I've captured, Coach.
See,
And that,
yeah, see the
mm,
possibility, the
yes, true.
possibility.
Yeah.
There is a, yeah. See
And
the
I think
good,
that
the beauty, and the good thing that will come out of this. Mm.
yes, and that's beautiful. Specific to especially our professionals, life coaches, really empowering the person
Mm-hmm.
that hey,
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, if you don't even see the beauty in you as life coaches, we always see the best in you. So,
Yeah, yeah.
I guess I would encourage the people who's watching, especially if you are in a situation right now where you are suffering, or there are some uncertainties in your life, or the
Mm-hmm.
relationship is going downhill. We really
Mm-hmm.
encourage you to reach out to us. If this is being shared to you, or if you're watching this, do share this so other people can be blessed.
Yep.
Coach Wina has shared a lot of beautiful things. Share this to other people, tag someone so that they can
Mm-hmm.
see us. And if you're looking for someone who wants to experience life coaching, if you want to experience transformation, or you just want to improve your relationship with your spouse, with your children,
Mm-hmm.
feel free to message us at Life Coach Philippines. um, uh, there's no robot there, so when you message, it's a human being that's gonna answer it. So if you
Gonna
need an initial
respond.
coaching conversation, someone will answer. Or if you want to talk to us, you can reach out to Coach Rizal at 0917-586-1661. And for those people who are in a situation right now where you want to improve your relationship, you want to improve your parenting skills and
Mm-hmm.
strengthening that, Coach Lynn and I are parenting and relationship coach. So if you need support, we're part of the tribe, and Coach Win as well is part of it. If you need help, just message
Mm-hmm.
us or message Life Coach Philippines. Coach, what's if final words? What's one message that you can leave to the audience, especially
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
with the lifestyle that you have and the environment that you are in, so that people can
Mm-hmm.
connect with you. And I know there will be people that will be able to connect with you, the way your lifestyle, it's your life and your experiences. What's one message that you can leave to them so that they
Mm-hmm.
can continue moving forward
Mm-hmm.
even in the
Yep.
midst of challenges and difficulties?
Yeah. As a parent, prepare your children. Uh, Now is a very apt moment, very apt time to do that, because there's a need. Children are aware of what's
Mm.
happening, so we
Mm,
can utilize this moment to intentionally instill in them,
Mm-hmm.
um, to be not just being positive, but to look for ways to help them
Yep.
applying life coaching in
mm,
practical ways, and to prepare them by,
Yep.
like with my own children, they are both on their own, but I thank God they are uh, living their own lives. They are responsible children. They are uh, living their
Yep.
dreams,
Yep.
and it's not an easy life for them. I tell you, it's not an easy life, but it's a process. It's a difficult
yes.
process, but they still would like to live that kind of life. So I guess now that they are far from us already,
Mm-hmm.
uh, it helps that they have a good foundation. So my
Yes.
encouragement to the parents, seize the moment to build strong foundations with your children, and
Yes.
enjoy doing that with your husband, with your spouse. It should
Yeah.
be together. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Strong
not just
foundation. It should
yeah,
be
Yeah.
strong
together.
foundation. Yeah,
Yeah.
and consider what is that strong foundation, and of course that strong foundation is based on God and His Word. That's the only
Yes.
Wow.
strong foundation that we can have. There's no other strong foundation.
Okay.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Coach Wina.
yeah. Mm,
It's really full of wisdom. Parang to wrap it up, there's sabi mo nga kanina, whatever situation we are now, there's always beauty and goodness out of
mm,
any negative situation. And what
mm,
matters is us strengthening that foundation,
mm,
our faith in God and our relationship, because
mm,
those are the only things that would matter
mm,
when
mm.
the time comes for
Yeah,
us.
yeah. Yes, yes,
Right.
yes.
All
Oh,
right.
can
Thank
I
you.
have one last ano? I forgot
Sure.
pala
Go,
because this is
Go
go,
really
ahead.
very,
coach.
very important, especially that my children are far from us. It's the ministry of prayer
Yeah,
because
Yes.
I could only pray for them. I could not boast of anything but the prayer. Yeah,
yeah,
so
Beautiful.
it means a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
yeah. We
Coach, I would
believe in that,
encourage you to share this to your children so that they
children,
can watch you, share it to
Okay.
them. And again, thank you, Coach, for
for
giving us
joining
your
us.
time. I know it's early
Yeah,
morning. You're able to stretch and to able to share to us your experiences and your wisdom and your learnings as a certified life coach. And we hope that this is not the first time and
last.
this is not the last time as well.
Yeah, yeah,
And you
yeah.
can continue to
Mhm,
support. And we're
mhm,
always here for you. There's a tribe. We're 268 change agents already here in the Philippines and one in
Yep.
abroad. Ay, two in abroad
mhm.
pala. And
Yeah.
thank you for giving us your grace. And for all the
Mhm.
people watching, thank you very much. We'll talk to you
Thank you so
again a little bit
much. See you
later.
later.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye bye,
you.
coach. Thank
Bye
you.
Bye bye.
bye.
Bye bye. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.